Hello and welcome to the BE1-FLEX video series. Today we're going to be talking about virtual circuits for the purpose of cumulative load or cumulative current on a given bus. This simple application has two sources of energy, whether it's a primary backup, a transfer switch, there might be a tie breaker here, however this is configured. This is just a basic example. And I'm going to go ahead and show what I've programmed into the HMI that shows the instrumentation. So for this application, I'm going to be looking at the current transformers at this point and this point and be able to summarize them together and also be able to multiply them with this voltage to provide power readings and use them wherever I want to use them, just as if they were direct measurements. Now I'm going to jump into BESCOMS Plus and show how we do it. So again, for this application, I've got an X6 board which has 7 channels of current in slot 7 and an X9 board which has 4 channels of voltage coming into X9. And the circuits that I've already created are just source 1 and source 2. And if I click on those, I look at them, the slot 6 has got channels A, B, and C voltage going into that. And I'm going to be multiplying that by slot 7's channels 1, 2, and 3 for circuit 1. If I go over to circuit 2, it's going to look the same thing for the voltage, but the current is going to be coming in on channels 4, 5, and 6. So now that I've got my two sources configured, I can go to my virtual circuit and I can sum them. So I can call that sum circuit, name it whatever I want to do. And when I add that function, now I can tell it to go look at those two independent sources. So that's the source 1 circuit that I've already created earlier and source 2. And over here is a little reminder. This virtual circuit is now source 1 voltage, which shows in the one-line diagram was the voltage of the bus. And the current is going to be source 1 plus source 2. The power is also going to be a cumulative power measurement. So now that I've created that virtual circuit, I go into my protection or metering or whatever else I want to do. And for this application, let's just do something real simple like an instantaneous overcurrent. And now I can set it as 3-phase, and I have source 1 and source 2, which are my direct measurements. But I also have this sum circuit that's the virtual circuit. Because it's in there as the source, I can use it and use that virtual circuit anywhere I want to use it, just as if it was a direct measurement. So I'm not going to go through and do a bunch of them. Maybe I'll show a power one just as a quick example. Same exact thing. I can see my modes, and now I can see my measured circuit as well as my calculated circuit. So once I'm all said and done, I can upload that to the device. So now I'm going to go to my Metering Explorer, now that I've got the settings uploaded to my BE1-FLEX, and I'm going to look at some of that analog metering. I've got circuit 1 and circuit 2. I'm going to go look at primary current just to keep this application example simple. Primary current of circuit 2 and the primary current of circuit 3. I just have a 1-to-1 CT ratio, so the primary and secondary values are actually going to be the same for my example, but they would multiply. So as I see that if I inject 5 amps of current into my primary current, which is my circuit 1, I see that also replicated over here in my virtual circuit. If I do the same thing for circuit 2, now I see 5 plus 5 equals 10 amps, and I can see if I ramp it up or down, it scales appropriately. So 5 plus 3 equals my 8 amps. And again, once you create these virtual circuits, they act and look and meter exactly as a physical measurement would. That is virtual circuits, and thank you very much. Good day.